Welcome to Porch Drunkies. I'm Thomas.
I'm Megan. And today we have a very special guest,
Marianne!
Welcome, Marianne!
Welcome me!
So I've known Marianne for probably about 8 months now.
We go way
And
back.
the day that I met her, I was like, I need to have her on the podcast.
Aw.
And sing karaoke.
Sing karaoke.
And sing karaoke.
Nice. I'm so lame, I'm like, what's a podcast? I'll sing for you, but what's a podcast?
She's our fellow porch drunkie tonight. So Marianne just moved here from the city, or somewhere near the city, to the burbs.
Super burbs.
How do you like living in the burbs?
They are the burbs. It's super
Such the
burby.
burbs.
So, okay, I've lived in Oakland. I've lived in East Oakland. I've lived in Hayward, which, like, is enormous. And there are good parts of Hayward. And there are many, many bad parts of Hayward. And I lived in the bad parts of Hayward. And I thought, like, wow, it's, like, pretty white bread out here. It's, like, pretty less burby than I was expecting.
Yeah.
It's, like, kind of, interesting.
Does it feel urban sometimes?
In, like, the weirdest way.
Yeah.
In, like, a way that, like, did they shake San Francisco out, and like all the people who weren't clinging to like $5,000 a month, hovels, like fell into this burb because they're all, like everybody, they just kind of landed here and scrambled, like
Right.
scrambled. I
Have
don't
you
know.
run into the guy that talks to a CD?
No, but
Okay.
now I am gonna look for him.
So I am familiar with this burb as well, but he's so polite. Like you'll see him
Aw.
on the side of the
he's just
road, or you see him
Reciting
as you're coming
Shakespeare
out
to a
of,
CD.
No, he's yelling at it,
Oh.
and he's angry.
Oh.
And I'm not sure because the CD is reflective, so I'm guessing
Oh, no!
he's yelling at his own reflection, and I'm wondering if he really thinks that that's another person,
Oh,
or is he actually
It's his
just
Wilson.
is he just kind of
Right.
like, I'm working shit out right now.
Yeah.
You're a piece of garbage. You need to go home.
Oh.
I don't know which one. I mean,
Oh.
he's very polite and he's very nice. If you actually, like, he'll go into the 7-Eleven and ask for water, and they'll just, yeah, sure, dude.
Because he's a nice guy.
And he'll ask for water, and like, he'll like say pardon me and stuff if he's like, he thinks that he's in
Yeah.
your way and stuff. So he's a very, very nice guy, and I wouldn't have really expected that
That he's then,
because he's kind of scary.
yeah, screaming
He's
at a
like-
city.
He might actually be about my height. He's wiry.
Yeah.
He's wiry.
Yeah.
Gone against other wiry people, and it's not fun.
They're fast.
Jason is ridiculous in the fact that he can, like, just like, he turns into like
He's like Gumby.
rubber.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Yeah.
Gumby. He
He's the
turns into
mask.
Gumby, and he's just like.
Nice, that's a talent.
It's like Elastigirl, where
Yeah,
she's
right.
all like zipping around
That's
him.
a rad superpower,
No, that
I
is
think.
really rad, actually.
Until I drop all my weight on him.
Yeah.
Then I hurt him usually.
Then, yeah.
Sorry, that was.
No, it's great.
It was just funny.
It
But
makes
yeah,
me want
the
to
guy
tell
with
my
the
one and
CD.
only bar fight story.
Tell your
The
bar
bar
fight
fight
story.
Go for it.
The bar fight story. Okay, so I'm a nice person.
You're very nice.
I'm
Yeah.
a nice person.
You don't
And
seem very confrontational at all.
It really makes me really uncomfortable,
Right.
but I also am kind of like I have a strong problem with injustice. Like
Oh,
if I see
yeah.
like injustice, I'm like all of a sudden like superhero powers, like
Mhm.
oh
yeah.
like no, Injustigirl.
Yeah.
And I don't think that at all sounds like a girl, but so I was at karaoke. So we would drive across the bay, for days, to get to this one tiny little place, this one tiny little bar in a bowling alley,
Uh-huh.
and it was always the same like group of old regulars, and they would sing like old just standards. They'd practice their harmonies and just
Right.
adorable. Like
Yeah.
they bring their old like giant books of CDs, like karaoke CDs. They bring
Oh,
over
you don't have it here, play
recommendations.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on, I got that one.
Yeah, exactly. Then they bring over like, I think we should do this one, and
Oh,
then you're like,
that's
okay,
so
let's do that
cute.
one. That's awesome. Just old hippies, and then like it's just the best like mix of people, old hippies, old,
Good vibe, too.
just rad,
Yeah.
just rad, and
That's awesome.
it was kind of the best place ever.
Yeah.
It's also like your living room because we've been going there for 15, 20 years,
Right.
and it's like you have a major sense of ownership. This is my place, and And this group of like 4 like 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds. They must have been 21 because I'm sure the bartender ID'd them because she's kind of like hawkish,
Right.
pretty hawkish, and they're already hammered. They're already like messed up. They're throwing popcorn, making me feel real old because I'm like, who are these hooligans up in here throwing their popcorn, like making a mess? And then this little old lady. Who, she's so sweet, so hippie, like, so sweet, gets up there and starts singing. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Oh.
The, like, ultimate hippie love song,
Yeah.
adorableness, kumbaya.
Right.
And this crazy drunk 21-year-old, let's say, jumps up and is yelling at the KJ. She wants her turn, and then steals the mic from the lady who's singing What the World Needs Now is Love, Sweet Love, right?
Sweet little lady.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sweet little lady.
She is. And she's like our, like, grandma, and don't fuck with her.
Problem number 1.
Right.
You
Do
fucked
not.
with grandma.
Yeah. One, right. For real, you're already throwing popcorn. You're being loud. We're trying to hear these grandparents sing their hippie songs.
Yes.
Aw.
So, yes, they've practiced their harmony.
Yeah.
And we cannot hear it.
Yeah.
So okay, so she steals the mic.
Uh-huh.
And the lady who's sitting on her little bar stool, she sits there with her little, like, legs crossed, and she's so sweet, and she's like, all of a sudden she gets like, what the? Like, she gets angry, and she's like, she moves away because the girl's, like, gonna sing her song. That's the end. I'm here now, I've thrown my popcorn, I'm shit-faced, you're gonna play my song, and I want to sing right now. And so the grandma gets off the bar stool, and as she's walking back to her seat, she yells something at her, or just says it like very controlled and like, you know, like you are a kind of like you are a bad person.
You're a bad egg.
Yeah, yes, you're a bad egg. Something very like Veruca Salt kind of thing, and sits down, and the girl on the mic gets all crazy, screaming in the mic, "You fucking bitch!" Like you're fucking papa, crazy.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like that, I just like everything, all my like, I don't want a confrontation went out.
Your pacifism is like, I'm gonna
yeah.
get to the bathroom real quick and just handle it.
And I did. I stood up, and my best friend's sitting there. She's been my best friend for 20 years, and she's like, Marianne, no. I was like, I can't no more. And I stand up. I'm like, we are not gonna stand for this. Like, I literally, these are the words. Like, I'm a grandma. We've had enough. We are
Young
not gonna put up with
lady,
this.
yes.
Like, well, and right, 'cause she's like my kid's age, pretty much. I'm like, that is enough. And so she gets in my face, her friends get in my face, and then she like grabs onto my hair, and someone throws a beer on me, and I was like, oh, like, it is on.
She throws her hands up in the air.
Yeah. I grabbed her hair back, and we like, but really I grabbed her hair to brace because she was yanking on mine, and I was really just like holding her in
some
place.
leverage.
Yeah. I needed to just hold her so she couldn't yank all my hairs out.
You're like, this is the first fight, and I'm resulting to fucking hair pulling.
Hair pulling,
Yeah.
because that's what I did. I had no idea. But so then we tangle up. Her friends are coming at me at the like behind me to the side, and people start getting up to like break them off, and I'm I throw like elbows, and then we stumble, we go down, and we're kind of wrestling. She's trying to kick me with her little Converse, her little chucks, and her skinny jeans, and I'm bootcut jean like Doc Martin, like not having that. and in my head, yes, thank you.
Sorry.
But this is my East Bay. I gotta I got somewhere in there. The East Bay like penetrated, and
She's gotta represent.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was always okay. I'll circle back. So somewhere it's all this chaos, and I can hear like this calm like Jedi voice of my best friend Marianne. You know, like she's like this tiny little Korean.
Yeah.
She's like, Marianne, like stop it. You know, and I'm like, I couldn't even talk, like just nothing. And I hear this like Obi-Wan in my head go like use your arm. And I was like, oh, and like make this slow motion fist. And just like, oh, and then my arm just turned into this like jackhammer. like, oh my god, like I knew what I was doing. Like I've seen fights on TV.
Right.
I know what's up. And went for it.
Yeah.
Like, oh goodness. Chunks of hair is flying. But I'm winning this fight. I've got 20 years and probably 150 pounds on her. But that is neither here nor there.
Right.
I'm a good girl. I had no idea I had these abilities.
Right.
But I do. It's
all
in
the
there.
repressed anger from
Oh,
years.
and you don't even know. On the way there, we because we have to drive so far to come, and it's kind of like our old stomping ground. So
Right.
we drive past my 5th grade elementary school.
Right.
And I tell the story to my best friend. In 5th grade, I was such brand new to public school, and I was so bullied, so bad. I had gone to public school because I was bullied at the Catholic school.
All these repressed
So bad,
memories
yeah.
were on the surface.
Afterwards, I have this hindsight of this was a total setup.
Right.
This was all meant to happen.
The universe did this to me on purpose.
Yes, because I'm telling her the story of this girl. We got into this confrontation on the playground, and she was threatening to slap me, and I was like, slap me. Slap me then. Fine. You're so big. Slap me then. And she slapped me. And I was so oh my God, she slapped me. So stunned at the whole thing.
Right.
And then realizing, I'm not a badass. I am not a badass. These are public school kids. I am not a badass. And I ran away and hid from class crying in the bathroom. Yeah. So this is the setup. So the arm goes.
Yeah.
And they're peeling the other kids. There's 3 other kids. Calling them kids because I'm so old.
Right.
The early 20s, they're kids. And peeling them off. Someone's calling the cops. I can hear all this out here with my arms going away, just. And then somehow, I don't remember, her nails are flying off. Her bracelet flew off. I have her bracelet still. I keep it as a trophy. It still had some of her hair in it.
Okay, do you hang it up on your wall?
I would do that. I was hanging in my rear view
Well, I
mirror.
kind
Just
of,
be you're a badass every day.
I kind of kept it it's so so this tiny little girl's Forever 21 bracelet with her blonde hair stuck in it. And I was oh, look what I did.
Yeah.
It's so lame. That's my
It's you're calling her to steal your bracelet and wrap your hair around this shit.
It's so bad. It's so bad. So one of the guys who's a regular there is actually a bouncer at another bar. And he was I'm trained in martial arts and I can't do anything or I'll be arrested.
Right.
Right.
Because
I'm
trained in martial arts.
Yeah.
You're I'm certified, so
Yeah.
these are deadly weapons.
Right. Yeah, I yes. End up in the bathroom, I'm covered in beer. My hair, everything is covered in beer. Mascara, eyeliner, everything down my face.
Oh, God.
And pulling out chunks
Oh,
of hair.
no.
Pulling out chunks of hair. But kind of so high off the experience.
Right, the adrenaline is flowing.
my
You're
God.
numb.
I was I'm standing there and I'm
You're all shaking.
yeah,
You're
that was that was fucking awesome. That was fucking awesome. My best friend's can't even contain herself with me. She's so stunned because she's seen me for 20 years be bullied around in my life, and she's doesn't even know what to do with
just
me
happened
whatsoever. I'm sure she's afraid.
Yeah.
I'll
call a cab.
If she's been friends with you that long, she's just
there it is.
finally
I
happened.
knew.
Yeah.
It finally
probably,
happened.
Actually, probably. I'm sure that's probably true. And then I'm trying to rinse the beer and the dead hair out of my hair into the sink, and I'm just clumps and everything. And my best friend takes a picture of me, which is on Facebook, and it's totally epic. So there's that. And then a female officer comes into the bathroom and says, "You need to come outside right now." And I'm okay, I'm just she's no. I know, but no, you need to come right now. And I was oh God, it kind of starts to permeate
oh
shit, this is
There's
assault,
an officer
huh?
asking-
yeah. Oh,
that's bad, yeah.
It's not a
Wah,
movie.
wah, wah,
Yeah. So we go into the bowling alley locker room, and 2 male officers come over. She had to be a female officer to come into the female restroom
Right.
to pull me out. They're
She actually pulled you out?
No.
Okay.
She's
No,
you gotta come with me.
Yeah,
No, I know that. I'm
Yeah.
just,
I was no, I'm not going.
Everybody's like kicking and screaming.
Yeah. Oh, I got my boots on.
Sober enough not to be.
Yeah, exactly. No, and that was the thing is I was just like, oh my god, that was fucking amazing. Like shaking, like, oh, that felt so good. Like 30, I guess at that point probably 36, 35 years of like repressed, bullied rage is like coming out. And so the cops are like, all right, well, tell us what happened, And I'm like, oh, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know. I think just like attacked me, and I just was pulling my hair out, and I don't even know. And they're like, okay, well, everybody in the bar is saying kind of like what happened, so we're gonna go talk to them. We're gonna deal with them a little bit differently than I'm dealing with you right now. Do you want to press charges? And I was like, no, I don't think so. Like, I don't know.
Should I?
I know, no. I just want to go home. I've
had such an ordeal.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Pulling hair and covering hair.
Yeah.
Oh God. So they leave. Okay, so the female and one of the male officers leaves, and then there's this young, probably like deputy, like arms folded, leaning back, trying to be like Mr. Cool against the lockers, and he's like, and Jen's like standing next to me, like, fuck, dude. And I'm like, shut up. And the deputy's like, well, so, I mean, I'm not, okay, they already talked to you, but like, did you get any punches in? And I was like, I had this brilliant, like voice in the back of my head, you did not throw punches.
Yeah.
Like, shut up. And I was like, no, I don't think so. Like, it all just happened so fast, and I was just trying to keep my hair, like, I don't think so. I don't think I did anything. And he's like, and I'm thinking like, oh, I'm fucking brilliant. And then he goes, well, there's cameras. And I'm like, fuck. Oh, God.
Well, you said you don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Adrenaline was coursing through my veins, but
I don't think so. And then they came back and they were like, okay, we ate a sick them. We asked them to leave. They don't want to press any charges either. And I was like, yeah. And then afterwards, I came out.
Yeah.
The cops left. I went back through the bathroom, tried to get more of the beer out of my hair.
Mm-hmm.
Came out into the bar to a hero's parade like I was back from the war. Like just lesbians were there clapping, dropping me to make out with me in the middle of this Times Square. It was amazing. Everybody's clapping. I was like, oh, it was sunshine, rays, and angels. It was incredible. Let me buy you a drink. I'm like, all right. They're like, you're a hero. It was ridiculous.
You're like, Betty, get back and sing your song now.
Yeah, pretty much.
I want to hear how all the world needs now. Love, sweet love.
Back to the peace anthem, please. If we could just resume normal
you better
activities.
do it.
Yeah. So we're off the moon now. We're back to normal.
That's so
We
funny.
left. Went down the road to a friend's bar and went in there. By the time, let me just tell you, beer is really good for curly hair because by the time I got to that bar, my hair was banging.
It's like beach waves
God.
of the whatever it is in it. Beach waves.
Incredible hair.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I need to just like douse myself in beer before I go to bars because my hair looks incredible right now.
Fabulous.
And so my friend, he's like, you were super high when you came in because I was like, I just got a bar fight. It was amazing. That's my bar fight story.
Awesome.
It was
amazing.
And I have the bracelet with blonde hair still to prove it. It's my little trophy. It's seriously like I put it on the shelf like a trophy. I was never very good at sports.
My bar fights don't usually end like that. I'm not usually all happy. I'm more.
I've never been into a bar fight. Not for lack of trying, but
Well, I know.
Oh, well, so like my whole life I've always thought like, if I was in a fight, I think I could handle myself. Like, I think I'd be okay. Like, I got pretty good instincts.
Yeah.
Like, I could.
It's not even that. It's like you threatened to hit my moneymaker. Yeah. And like it's on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Do you know how long curly hair takes to do?
Right.
Like, do you know how long? And now I'm covered in beer.
Bet you wasted my time.
I mean, this was blow dried straight. It was on.
But thanks for the Duke.
Yeah,
now I know.
So many lessons from that night.
Right.
So many lessons.
Beer makes your hair look awesome.
Amazing.
I can fight.
Yeah, which I felt like afterwards, like, okay, well, now I know I can. For
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I never have to again. I can just be like some like.
You're like, I got all the rage out of that.
Yeah. I felt
like,
totally.
I'm centered.
I felt so good.
So balanced right now.
Yeah, I did. I highly recommend. Like, I know that's shitty.
Go do it.
But I totally do.
Oh yeah.
Highly recommended. It was amazing. Like there were plenty of fights in high school.
Right.
But I think I've lived such a sedate kind of adult life that I don't even remember like seeing a fight, and certainly not where we were.
Right.
Like where we were was like, did that really happened? Like that's like the year Marianne got in the bar fight. Like that's like now bar lore.
Right.
Like oh,
it's not even the year. It's like that one time there was a bar fight in a bowling alley bar. Yeah.
Have they taken the picture that your friend took of you and posted it on the wall?
Yeah.
I think they should.
They should.
I'll sign it in like silver Sharpie.
Make yourself a little gold plaque to put under it.
I think
like,
so with the date and the time.
like bar brawl champion.
They should.
Or 2000.
They totally should. In fact, I may just bring that. I may just make that
like,
and bring it and
go
be
to
like,
things
you're
remembered.
welcome.
You're like, can you make this remembered? I need something engraved. It's like a picture frame where you glue the picture onto it.
I need wedding favors and this bar fight plaque. It's imperative.
So imperative.
It's imperative.
So me and a friend of mine were wrestling in a park after dark in Tanbark.
In Tamar, splinters.
Whoa.
Problem number one.
You mean you're a poet and you just don't know it.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
After dark
right.
in the
Yeah.
Tanbark.
At one point, basically, like, I'm a big guy. My center of gravity is a little whack sometimes.
It's like 6 feet.
Well, it used to be. It used to be when I was
Right.
drinking a lot, and
Right.
not to say that I'm not drinking right now, but it's a disclaimer. I'm not drinking a lot. I'm just sipping. But it was funny because we were sitting there wrestling really hard, and then he goes and grabs around my legs, like mid-thigh, roughly, and locks his hands behind
And
him.
you just stand there.
No, what I did is I decided, I was like, I leaned down, wrap my arms around his waist, lift him up with me, and fall back.
Oh, how'd that go?
Boom!
Yeah.
Knocked the wind out of him.
Yeah.
I was fine.
You didn't get like a knee to the head or like an elbow.
No, that
He
was
just like flailing.
See, if
No,
I were
that
to
was-
do that, I'd be like, oh god, like,
Yeah.
knock the wind
Get
out of
off me.
myself.
Yes,
Yeah, like what did
exactly.
what was the point of that?
That was to stop it. I was like done. I was like,
yeah.
boom! Hit the ground, like Tanbark went flying everywhere.
Tanbark went flying.
Everything went in slow-mo. I was
There's
just like
splinters in bad places.
I didn't go to sleep or get home or anything until about, I'd say, probably 3 o'clock in the morning. And we had testing, the final testing of CSR training that next day.
Oh, God.
And I was screwed up. I was like, I was hungover, horribly hungover. I was sore. I had splinters in my eye.
You do have like splinters in your
I got
eye.
Tanbark splinters in my eye.
That's like the worst
And so-
ever.
So
I
I'm
just
like,
I have pink eye. Can I get a rain check, please?
I'm wrestling in Tanbark
I was
pink eye. Like a pink eye from the
I was
I don't
like,
know
holy
anything.
so I was,
I don't know. Customer's always right. The end. Send me home.
no, I went in there, hung out, did the test. I was like one of the first ones, or if not the first one, done.
Nailed it.
I was like, done.
Boop.
I was like, okay, well, you can, go ahead and wait outside of the room because everybody else who's taking the test, we don't want to disturb
Right.
them and stuff. And I was like, okay, fine. I went to the cafe, ordered 2 orders of biscuits and gravy, and I was just like sitting there in the
So it was
cafe,
Friday.
kind of hunched over, arm around. I looked like I might have been in prison, actually, because I was like protecting my
Just
food
shoveling it
while
in
I
the
was
tray.
shoveling it in my face. I was just,
He's like looking around, like really, like
Just
swirling.
protecting.
I was
protecting your food.
He's got the Duke Nukem eyebrows going.
Oh my God.
I was just sitting there shoveling it in, and then a couple of my friends from the same training class came out, and it was like, rough night. I was like,
You're in rare form, yeah.
yeah, I got 100% on the test.
Our hiatus was due to a medical emergency. And since then, lifestyle changes have come into play.
And there's no more biscuits and gravy.
No more biscuits and gravy.
I mean, unless we made biscuits out of almond flour.
Yeah,
You could totally
but
do
you
that.
could totally make coconut gravy,
Yes.
coconut flour gravy, because it's like that perfect.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
really
I
good.
think it'd be
No,
too sweet.
no, there's no
You know coconut
sweetness
flour?
in coconut
There
flour.
isn't. There
It's
isn't.
like-
it's really good.
And if you're making it with like the sausage
Yep.
My pie
grease,
crust-
you make
you're
your little
good. It
roux.
just
My pie
thickens
crust
it a
came
little
out
bit.
pretty sweet, though. I've been
Same.
trying to find subs for everything. That's why I
Yeah.
got the zucchini.
Right.
I saw your little
Spiraler.
spiralizer.
Oh, hell yeah.
I said so. Mine's really similar. It looks almost exactly the same. Only it doesn't have the cute little sticker on the side.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know.
Does it have a
Listen,
little storage spot
Also,
in the middle on
it
the
does.
one side?
It does, totally does. Also, I haven't used it yet because every day when I'm at work, I'm like super gung ho and I'm looking up recipes on my like
Get a big enough
load
steamer.
breaks, which like
Right.
I'm gonna sit at my desk and pretend I'm taking a break right now.
Right.
Yeah. And like,
Get a big enough steamer, though, if you're going to use it as a replacement for noodles.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you boil them, it gets too
It gets
like
a lot of
way.
water.
Have you tried
too
sautéing
watery.
them? Put them in a wok.
We don't have a wok.
Put them in a
We
wok.
don't
And
have
there's a
wok.
funny story about the wok. So
Hit me with that vodka and the funny story about the wok.
okay, so so my niece and I, my ex fiance, we had to move out of our house because our house belonged to my ex best friend / wifey,
Got it.
and it was actually her dad's house. He owned it, and because we broke up, it was just easier to not live in the house anymore. So at the time, I was dating this guy. He moved from the Bay Area up here, and my niece and I moved into this apartment with him.
We're assholes.
He's the biggest asshole.
Sorry.
There's a story about it, okay? So
We're assholes.
when we moved into this apartment, like my niece and I, we combined all of our kitchen stuff. So he
So many
was-
doubles.
Right. So he walks into my bedroom one time, and my niece and I were sitting there talking, and he goes, do we need 2 potato mashers? And we're like, well, yeah, because the plastic
Yeah.
one's mine, and my niece or Melanie has the metal one.
Right.
So I was like, and we want to keep them both
Right.
because we are not always going to live
Gonna
together.
live together for the rest of our
So-
lives.
Right. So
Yeah.
keep them.
And who wants to buy another potato masher?
So, like, he's like, oh, okay. And he walks out. And we'll get to the walk, okay? So we're
I'm
making
so
mashed
enjoying my drink. I forgot we
potatoes.
started talking about a walk.
So we were making mashed potatoes, and I was like, hey, give me the metal potato masher out of there. And Melanie goes to the drawer. She's like, I can't find it. And I
Oh.
was like, well, is there any potato masher? She's like, well, there's the plastic one. I was like, oh, god damn. And I was like, I don't want the plastic one.
Right.
Because the metal is the best, right? And so I was like, because it's thicker on the on the plastic one. It gets
Indeed.
stuck in everything.
Yep.
Doesn't clean worse shit, right? And like, horrible. So I go to my fiance, or my boyfriend at the time, and I say, hey, I'm trying to find the metal potato masher. Do you know where it went? Oh, I threw it away.
Oh.
And I was like, oh,
Did you bring it
wait.
with him right then and there?
I should have.
Oh my
So I
God.
said, but
I'm no
we
good with
told
that.
you specifically to keep everything double. Well, I just didn't think we needed
Okay,
everything
my
double.
sense of injustice is like...
Exactly, right. So
That's also my hero. That's my superhero noise.
with like a tail feather coming out of your head,
Yes.
because that's your motion was this boop-a-doop with a tail feather like a fucking chicken or a peacock.
He's a peacock. I'm peacocking Boop-a-Doo. Injustice, peacocking Boop-a-Doo. That would be my costume. I want a
It would be very colorful.
I'm a colorful bitch.
You sure are. So, okay, so we're I was like, okay, fine, whatever. Because
God, I
I'm
wanna
thinking,
kill
like, if
people for
anything,
you.
like, put all the doubles in a box.
Yep.
And, put
Put it
the shitty doubles in a box
Yeah.
and stick that in the garage, you know? No, I threw them all away,
You had a garage and you didn't throw it away?
Exactly.
Like, I don't have a garage. So I can kind of get, like... I can't even
No,
fucking
you
get.
can't,
No.
right.
But especially if you
We're
have
like
a
on the
garage.
shelf in the laundry room that nobody's
Oh my
ever
God,
gonna
you got a
fucking
laundry
use.
room?
Right? So
This guy,
So,
no good.
yeah. So
no good.
he brought into the relationship and into the apartment a wok. And so I'm like, okay, a wok. He's like, well, I make fried rice sometimes. Okay, come to find out.
You're like, I've dated you 6 years,
Fried
I've never had fried rice.
rice is the only thing he knows how to make. Okay? So anytime it's like, hey, will you make dinner? Well, I can make fried rice. I'm like, great. No, I'm not going to have fried rice.
Again.
So,
I see where this is going.
So we, dealing with the walk, funny, ha, right? So we go to one of like the TJ Maxx, Marshalls, one of those stores, right? We're walking around in the kitchen section. He's like, oh, I really like this wok. And he grabs this wok, and I was like, well, we already have a wok. Well, this one's better. And I'm like, okay, so let's not get the wok because we already have a wok.
Right.
And apparently we don't like doubles in the kitchen.
No doubles.
Yeah. So he's like, well, I really like the wok, so I'm going to get the wok. I'm like, okay, so we bring home the wok. And I was like, okay, you're going to throw that away. No, it's still good.
Oh.
So he sticks it up on top of the goddamn shelf. We have the kitchen cabinets that have like the 2-foot gap.
Sure.
So he sticks the wok,
Useful.
the new wok underneath the thing and sticks the old wok on top of the goddamn cabinet. And I'm like, so we can't have two functional potato mashers. You throw away the good one.
Oh my god!
So eventually I broke up with him, and he left the woks, and I'm like, let's fucking throw away the woks. Let's do both of them. Let's throw them both away.
Both of them.
And we had a joyous in the garbage. That shit
Wok
in the
throwaway ceremony.
So horrible. But it was it was like. Again, injustice. Like, why can't we have two fucking potato mashers?
I have a really hard time with that. So, like, incorporating, like, Nikki's stuff with my stuff. So Nikki likes things, like, really, like, she's very particular.
Yeah.
And she has some anxiety. So, this has to be this way, that has to be that way. Mm-hmm. So she decided that my counters were too cluttered because I had my KitchenAid mixer on the and fair enough.
Right.
I use that pretty rarely. When am I going to use a KitchenAid mixer? When I was like family in it,
right?
I was like, let's bake shit. Now I am not baking shit. So KitchenAid mixer takes up a lot of space.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a whole scene about too much shit on the kitchen counters.
Right.
So then one morning I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna clear these off and make it like perfect.
Right.
Like she comes out. So again, I have real issues with being told what to do.
Right.
Don't tell me no. Don't tell me no. I have real problems with this. Like I was.
Oh really?
Yeah. I might have.
That's kind of the.
I might, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's control issues.
Shocking.
It's like,
Marianne
I'm like the
101.
most passive person, but it's like, tell me I can't do something. It's like, oh, I'll show you.
So, right, knocked up at 15?
Right.
Oh, you're going to drop out of school and you're going to be a Maury Povich mom? Oh, fucking no, I won't. Like, I'm going to graduate a year early and I'm going to go to college and I'm going to do all my shit and you can suck my dick. I'm going to grow one so you can suck it, sir, because fuck you.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Just so you can.
I will.
I will investigate.
Let me just tell you.
Stem cell research.
Yeah. Indeed. And coming out 4 years later.
Right.
It's kind of similar, right? I mean, it's kind of like, I grew one. So you can. I went to Good Vibes and for $800.
It says made in China.
For $800, I grew one so you can suck it. Because fuck you. So I have a problem with being told no.
Yeah.
I'm like the Catholic girl who was like labeled the like black sheep artist really young.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, might as well grow into that.
Yeah.
Might as well. So Nikki's in the shower, I clear off the counters and I make it all perfect and I put all the shit on the top of the fridge and I put it in the cabinets and the counters are clear. And Nikki comes out, doesn't say a fucking word.
Oh, that's so hurtful.
And I'm like, babe, maybe I did this thing for you. And she's like, yeah, I noticed. I didn't know what to say. I'm like, oh,
thank you. I don't know. Thank you.
Just tell me you noticed.
Yeah.
Why did you exist for 10 minutes without? Because if I noticed that you did something for me that was thoughtful,
so sweet.
And I know when
you.
against you're like ingrained. Don't tell me no. I would say like, oh
that
my
was
god,
so sweet and thoughtful.
Oh my god, I see that you did this, and I know what it took from your soul, and I love you. And
Okay, so you're like in a totally different spot than me, because as soon as she didn't notice, or there was no like 10 if there was 10 minutes of silence about it, I would just like literally open the cabinet door, drag that shit out by the cord, and slam it onto the counter, and be like, this is how we do. This is what's going on right now. Because obviously you don't care.
You didn't give a fuck. You didn't give a fuck. It's coming back out. I have no. Where's the positive reinforcement? We know management skills. Like positive reinforcement.
Pavlov figured this shit out. Okay.
Thank you so much. It's just very much like if positive reinforcement is where it's at. If I don't get any, I noticed I didn't know what to say. The screaming in my brain of like, are you
life
kidding?
Life is hard. Life is pain.
You didn't know what to
I
say.
noticed what you did, but I'm not going to acknowledge it.
Thank you is a good start.
That's thank you is a good start, and life is pain.
Yeah.
Let's rock out to The Cure.
Oh my god.
This is my dance.
Oh my god. That is the struggle. So I grew up across the lagoon in Redwood Shores from Marine World when it was still on the peninsula.
Right.
And we went there all the time. And there was always sad, always sad little lost dolphin mylar balloons.
I know.
That would
there goes another
escape. Dolphin mylar balloons
poor
that would escape from Marine World. Yes. And every time we saw one, I'm such an empathetic.
Like a dolphin?
Yeah, from Marine World. Well, so my little empathetic child, 5-year-old thing was like, there's a child crying somewhere. I could never just be like, that's a loose balloon. I'd have to be like,
no, because you go to the fucking.
I'd have to be like, this is my Catholic guilt of okay, so also my birthday sometimes fell on Good Friday, so I'd have to spend my birthday in church doing the Stations of the Cross, and I had some major maybe guilt issues about just wanting cake and presents when Jesus was being crucified, and
that's what was me till today. So
I was a rather empathetic child. So these mylar balloons.
But you were logical, lady. You were like, I'm empathetic, but
well, I would be
I want
praying
fucking cake and presents.
Yeah, I'd be in church being like, God,
I'm sorry.
I am so sorry that all I want, please, save me. Because I know that I'm focused on my presents and cake when I get home. And Jesus is currently walking around the church dying. I know I'm a terrible human being. I am, save me from hell, please. Because the first time I had lesbian sex, sorry, y'all.
No,
we're gonna bring it
all
down.
good, yeah.
I stayed up the whole night praying.
Really?
Yeah, for my soul and her soul.
Oh yeah, you're like I'm
gonna we are all burning. We are all going to hell. And then I was like, you know what? Worth it.
Yeah. You're like, but the first time I had straight sex, not so much.
Yeah, no. I never got it. I never understood it.
Did you till the fields?
Almost.
Did you?
We had no cable. We were allowed.
Did you churn butter?
Almost.
Oh.
We were allowed to read, and we were allowed to watch.
Books.
Yes.
Yep.
And we were allowed to watch Anne of Green Gables.
I knew it was going to be Anne of Green Gables! Why did I know that? That's fucked up!
Anne of Green Gables and pretty much Anne of Green Gables. Pretty much that's it.
You're like the one where she doesn't get drunk.
Yeah, pretty much that's it.
Little House on Prairie.
Oh my god.
No, we didn't have TV. We had antenna TV. So we watched reruns of Brady Bunch because I feel like I kind of got screwed. My generation was kind of like MTV and video games, like Nintendo, and I never got any of that unless I went
Sega.
to. See, and I never. If I went to a friend's house, I'd be like MTV, and I feel like I was dancing and
right, yeah.
What?
I had one other friend that had Sega Master System. One other friend.
Okay, so I have to ask you.
He was Indian.
And I'm sorry, we'll call this one the L word or something like that. But or the vagina monologues.
Lesbians.
Have you ever watched the L word? Never.
Let me tell you. I only watched it last year.
Seriously?
Maybe 20, no, yeah, like last, like a year ago, I watched it. I think I
like I got with Nick and she's like, oh my god, you have to see this.
Well, I have to say, so Nikki's like a city dog. I'm not a city guy.
I can kind of figure.
Yeah, she's tough as fuck.
Right.
Blow with Blondie in the bathroom.
Right.
Fucking, like, no
I was up with all the drag queens.
She was a bartender. She was cool as fuck. Like, in the city, like, in the shit.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to do this 5th grade math homework with my kid. And make this tuna casserole. Yeah. That's what I'm going to make. That was I did not.
Tuna casserole is gross.
I make a cake okay, I never did tuna casserole. But I did do tuna pasta. It was really, really good.
With your Catholic upbringing.
I know.
And you're, like, okay, so when did you know you were lesbian? Was it like, oh, I always knew, and then, I was straight for pay or something? And then
straight for pay! That's amazing.
Or straight for bae, whatever.
So obviously I have a daughter who's 21 now. I was 15 when I got knocked up. And I call it that because that's exactly what it was.
Right.
I just was fucking around and got knocked up. Mm-hmm. So I never even considered, like gay. Like, one, I didn't even know it was a thing. I didn't even know it was an option.
Right.
And then my parents divorced, and my mom and my older sister, who's 11 years older than me, was apparently totally gay.
Oh, really?
And closeted in the 80s. And yeah, right, because it's the 80s, right?
Huge,
sure, fuck. So this was revealed to me, my mom, in one of the many, my mom's white wine from a box, drunk, like mid-divorce nights.
Yeah.
Of like, your sister. This is how she puts it, and I remember it to this day because it was so scandalous. Yours, because I was standing up. Yeah, I was standing up for my sister, who's my big sister, and she's so like rad. Right. And she's like, your sister was in lesbian acts with that boop-a-doop chick, and I won't say her name. But boop-a-doop!
Yeah.
Okay.
Tail feather.
And I was like, what? My whole, like, everything, like,
I gotta talk to her.
Yeah, I fucking ran upstairs and called my sister. And I
Tell
was like,
me everything!
I was like, my sister was lesbian too. Like, what is happening? What is happening? And she was like, she was still so closeted and terrified that she was like, Mom's a liar.
Oh, no.
That's not at all true. They didn't talk for a decade.
Seriously? Yeah. From that one phone call?
Yeah.
Oh,
totally
about guilt.
Out. Yeah. I mean, we were in it to win it with the Catholics.
Right.
So doesn't talk to my mom for a decade. I am then like, lesbianism is a really, really bad thing.
Right.
So anyway, all this like translates to me that like, one, gay wasn't even a thing. Right. Wasn't an option. Never saw it. Didn't know it was an option. I had no idea it existed.
But God says.
Yeah. I mean, I really had no even idea that like God said one thing, there was another thing. There was no other thing.
Right.
I had no idea. And terrified of the whole shenanigans that was lesbianism.
My mother's judging my sister because of anything.
Yeah, all of it, because my sister was kind of like my idol. She was super cool, and like she had a Trans Am, you know. She was like rad, you know.
In the 80s?
And because, she was, I mean, like Panama hats.
So
and
cool.
Skinny ties, you know, she was rad. So I was like totally traumatized that she was gay. Mm-hmm. And like, I thought it was like the worst thing in the world. Like, I was like, oh my God, my sister's going to hell. And I'm going to go to hell. Like,
for associating.
Like, I really, like, didn't even know how to, I just remember sobbing. Yeah. So I'm working at Long's in the 90s. And this girl walks in. And she's hysterical. And she's so cute and funny. And she is just adorable. Like, just adorable, stupid adorable. Right. And I'm like, we're going to be friends because you're fucking rad.
Right.
And we start hanging out. Her boyfriend comes around. Her boyfriend is 6'4" with a blonde, blue with a twin.
Hey.
5. He's
sorry.
5.
Probably 6'5" then.
He's blonde.
Blue with a twin, you know, and just go.
Ew, that guy?
Yeah. They're all gorgeous. And she's gorgeous, and it's all gorgeous. And I'm funny, and she's funny, and we hang out. And we're laughing a lot. And she's like, so we're out after work one time. So I've told my boyfriend that we were on a date to make him jealous. And I was like, up until this point, I kind of maybe fucked my best friend. But other than that,
I'm totally
no,
gay.
yeah, no experience with the whole thing. And like, no, nothing. And I was like, what? And I kind of laughed like, that's hysterical. I'm the other woman. That's hysterical. I'm the other woman. That's really funny. Because I was dating some dude who was like divorced and like 10 years older than me, and we met in college, and he was like an ex-Marine, and it was
right.
all the things I was supposed to be, right? Like I got my kid, now I need a husband. That's the rules, right? I got now if I didn't get the husband before my kid, I got to get the husband after my kid. Like those are my duties as a mom. Mm-hmm. And so I'm dating this guy. This girl, she's just so funny and so sparkly and intriguing and just got me, on this, just got me.
Cellular level.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're hanging out. Oh, I told my boyfriend, ha ha ha, to make him jealous that we're on a date. And I'm like, that's hysterical. I'm the other one. Okay, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, drink. She's like, well, I really like you, but I don't want to freak you out and whatever. And I was like, oh, well.
Freak me out, please.
Oh, well, no, I was like, I don't like girls. I was like, if I like girls, I like you because you're rad, but I don't like girls.
Right.
And then, so she was like, well, fine, you don't have to like me, but I like you, and you're going to have to deal with that. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I dealt with that. And we just kept hanging out and whatever, and it was fine. Mm-hmm. And then, my little sister hung out with us a couple times, and she was like, you're totally flirting with her. And I was like, no, I'm not. What are you talking about? And then I heard, so I was doing makeup and photography for this play that she was in at Notre Dame. At College of Notre Dame.
Oh, God.
I know.
Over on the East Coast?
No.
No, in the peninsula. It's all,
yeah,
okay. If you go around the curve, you get to Notre Dame.
Yes.
Okay.
I went to Notre Dame.
I hear Notre Dame, and I'm like,
second.
fighting Irish? What?
Yeah.
Well, but
Notre Dame with nuns. Notre Dame.
I knew the route to get to Notre Dame.
My girlfriend.
Because the girls were there. It was an all-girlfriend high school. It was an all-girl high school, and then it was a mixed elementary and then a mixed college, though. So she was doing this play, and I did the makeup and the photography for the play, and I hear that, and I'd been for months now dating this guy, and then I broke with the guy, and I was like, I don't like girls. If I like girls, I like you, but I don't like girls.
Right.
But you're rad. Let's hang out.
Yeah.
And then I hear...
You're not like the other bitches.
Yeah. And then I hear that... And we're working together, too, at Long's. She's cosmetics. I'm photography. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
It's real. And then we are in the 90s, my friend.
In the 90s, my friend.
In the 90s.
I remember... you say longs, and I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right ain't down,
we all make that face.
I know longs.
Yes.
I'm like, longs and luckies.
Yep. I was in the photo department at Long's. And she was so fucking cute. She was just a fucking
so
cute.
Curvy and rubbing
she was
on me.
just tiny, just adorable, just so cute and funny and sparkly, and so I was like, well, I don't like girls, blah blah blah. Then I hear I do this with her. We're good friends, and then I hear that she slept. She kind of fucked, right? Like her boyfriend's twin brother's girlfriend. Yeah,
that's what they got.
Boyfriend's twin brother's girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh. And I had this surge of jealousy that I had never experienced before in my life. Mm. Guys kind of come and gone, and I'd always been able to just break up and be like, fucking whatever. I don't fucking care. And this stabbed me in the heart, core stab. And I was just panicked. I had this whole thing with myself of what the fuck does it mean? And I'm like panicked over this girl who's like my friend who fucked this other girl when she was supposed to like me and I didn't like her and blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I'm doing her makeup for the play the next day, which is the final closing day of the play.
Oh,
Wow.
so romantic.
And
No.
That's so, like, honestly romantic.
On the closing day? No.
Yeah. And I'm doing her makeup. And I'm like, so...
I heard
Yeah.
through the grapevine.
What's up? I heard about Elizabeth.
Question mark.
Yeah.
Arm closed.
Yeah. And she's like, she opens, and I'm doing her eyeshadow, and she opens one eye and looks at me, and she's like, what do you mean? And I was like, what do you fucking think I mean?
Yeah.
And I throw this in this, like, this is like flurry of 90s lesbian drama. Like, throw the eyeshadow
We're
down.
not even together, but
What
we're
do you
together.
think I mean? Throw the eyeshadow down and, like, stalk outside to have my cigarette. And she comes out in her kimono. In her
I was like,
kimono.
Kill
Wait,
Bill.
what play
Yeah.
is this?
It's Kill Bill.
It's
like
called, no,
King
it's
and
A
I.
Dame to Kill
Yeah.
For.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's Frank Miller, right?
Oh.
It's Frank Miller, right?
Well,
A
Frank
Dame to
Miller,
Kill
yeah.
For. A Dame to Kill For.
Yeah.
And I go outside and I like sit on this like side on the like banister. I'm smoking.
Teen angst is
Yes!
worse.
I think I was
20-something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
I didn't
not.
have
might
that
been, like,
20-something,
18. I might
yeah.
have been 18.
Oh, okay.
19. And she comes out in her kimono. And she's tiny.
Wraps
and Korean.
herself around
and
it.
adorable.
Yeah.
And she's like, what's going on? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
So
But I don't know. But it makes me
confused.
crazy. And I don't know. And she, like, sidles up in between my legs as I'm, like, sitting on the banister, smoking my cigarette. And she goes right up, like, lip to lip, face to face. And she goes, I don't like girls, Marianne, but if I like girls, I'd like you. And I'm like, oh my god, the pain! We're best friends. She's my best friend now to this day. We kind of tried to like,
It doesn't,
I think I
it
just
doesn't
didn't
work.
write that way. Yeah,
but
it
we
doesn't work.
best
kind of
friends.
tried to date for a second, and it was sweet, right? Like, her,
Right.
but
But it
her
doesn't
boyfriend
work,
It would
was
be
super.
so, like,
No.
So she had a
poetic
boyfriend.
justice that
Yeah.
way, yeah, no?
Her boyfriend was
It would-
super, super possessive, and he was like, he really liked my tits. So he was like,
You're
he
like,
told her,
"Bitch,
like, we,
take
like,
a look.
we
This is
had,
gonna
like,
be
this, like,
gone."
threesome
Yeah.
minute,
Aw.
like, for a few weeks, and me and her tried to, like, and we dated a little bit, like, single, like, just the two of us a couple times in San Francisco.
If it's all
And-
discussed beforehand and everything, that's okay.
It was lovely when it was just the two of us. And then he was like, he kind of freaked out, and he was like, he was there way before me. So,
No, I was
Fair
saying,
enough.
I was saying, like, if it's discussed beforehand, as far as like rules.
well, and I think it was.
Because
It's
right?
not
that's-
polyamorous
that's-
at that point.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey,
I
let's
think
be
it was.
polyamorous.
No, it
yeah.
is.
I was just new. Like, I think I
Right.
just had I think I just was new. And
You're like, I don't even know if I like this.
And
right
they
now.
were like, so
no,
he
the
said-
reason why I was saying that was the fact of there should be agreements at that point. If that's what you're going for, their agreements are really important.
right. So, and we had the whole, like, kind of threesome and then us on the side kind of thing. And then he was like, it's okay. He, like, the words I remember her telling me he said were
Her telling
me that he had
me
said
that he had said.
to her.
Word.
It is okay
No.
if we share her, meaning me. It's okay if we share her, but I'm not okay with you on your own with her. And I was like, yeah, and I was like, oh, like, cause I was like, I sucked your dick. Like,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Mhm.
Like, cause the second I kissed her, like, firecrackers and fireworks and explosions, and I was like,
Where's
oh,
She's your best friend.
She's my
to
best
this
friend
day.
to this day.
Yeah.
she? Well,
Yeah, and I was so I was like, oh, this is what they mean. Like, this is why Romeo and Juliet.
Right.
This is why.
Right.
This is what
Look,
it is.
Baz Luhrmann, he's famous
Yes.
right now. Yeah.
Yes, this is the fireworks. This
Right.
is what it is.
Right.
And it's with chicks. It's not with guys. I don't get it with guys. And when I got it with her, I was like, oh, like it all kind of settled down into place and made sense. And then I understood, because before then I had kind of like the only way I kind of like enjoyed my time with guys.
Enjoyed my time.
I know. Well,
That's
I mean,
harsh.
really, I know.
That
Enjoyed
really
my time
is.
with guys was like by breaking them, like by like saying, like by
I'm
like
trying to fix
by
them.
like making them like
No, I heard breaking.
yeah,
So,
by like
I'm sorry.
by like
I'm gonna
by-
elaborate on that.
okay,
one. It's like,
sorry, God,
My
fuck.
only time.
I was young.
breaking
I
those
was
guys.
young, but like the only thing I had like the point, the pleasure point kind of in my time with guys was that I could make them get to the point of
Ejaculation.
no, like
No?
like
No.
really like
on a deep level.
on a deep level,
Yeah.
setting things aside, like
Right.
really like I'm, like breaking them. Like that's so fucked up. I don't even know. It's been so long since I've told this story. Like fuck. Like but like that was the only that was my pleasure point, was like if I can get you to the point of like where
You're broken.
are broken, where you are, where I win,
Mhm.
in the like equation of man and woman and sex and coming and sex and whatever the fuck. Like if I get to the point where I win, then that's my pleasure point.
If I
It's
get to
just
the
like
point where I
power
win.
play. It's like a
Yeah.
power play. And when I kissed a girl for the first time, I was like, oh, there's more. Like, oh, there's equality in pleasure, and there's enjoying giving you pleasure. Sorry, this is so gross, but like but seriously, and I'm gonna I feel my fireworks going off in that, and with a guy it was always like I got this like pleasure derivative of just the power from it, which was shit, which was absolute. It's shit if you're settling for, the lowest common denominator of making a guy come, or making a guy, whatever the fuck, like that's not enough. That's not enough. If I don't know if this isn't making any sense.
No, it's totally making sense.
But I was young, and it made perfect sense at the time. But when I got the fireworks, I was like, oh, I'm done. And
I like chicks.
yeah, I'm done. Like I'm done.
No, you
There's-
said fireworks, so I was
searching.
like,
There's a
And
very
done
difference.
searching. That's
Yeah,
the thing. It's like
there's-
I'm not looking for that end all be all.
Mhm.
I have found that thing
Mhm.
where it's different than.
I don't
what
need
I've
to.
been-
It's not at all about
Right.
making you break. It's not at all about like assuming power. It's not at all about anything like that. It's about love, and it's about fireworks, and it's about love, like my heart and my soul and whatever. That's all of that, is in girls. And so I came out, broke up with the guy I was with. I stopped obviously seeing Jen, who is like my best friend to this day, and she's super, super rad, and there's not at all like even like the tiniest grain of sexuality about it. Like she's
But
just
thank
Really?
you for finding that
yeah.
for me.
I feel like she like pulled me out of the closet,
How'd that
kicking and
happen,
screaming.
though? Like, because is she
Yeah.
straight or is she gay?
So she's married to a guy
Okay.
and they have a kid, and they're
Yeah.
super, super happy and great. And I think she's still bi, but we don't even. I think so. Every once in a while, if we're super, 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 super drunk, she's like, "You're my lesbian soulmate." I'm
You're like, it's the hetero.
I know,
it's the
I
hetero life
know.
thing.
If we were
Yeah.
single, we were single, maybe we'd be, because we gel, because we're there.
that's like Jason.
She's seeing
Mhm.
you, and I'm like, it's your hetero life, man. I'm like, I know, I get it. If you
But
all
like-
had a
But-
thing for making out with guys, you'd be
okay.
totally all
And-
about
I
it.
will
right,
say,
and when-
I will say straight out, he does not have the equipment that I want.
Well, and
No.
when I look at Jen, like we're not at all sexually attracted. I don't
no.
know if she. I don't. Okay, I won't speak for her, but like for me, I'm
I
like,
love my
We're-
best
when we
friend
were-
Jason.
kind of ish dating. Like we were both super girly and femmy, and she wore skirts, and she was a ballet dancer and an actress, and we were both femmy, and like that was sexy. Now I'm like, give me a Butch Dyke. Like, give me a Butch Dyke. I don't have
I got
time.
lipstick. Give me a
Whoa.
dyke. Thank
like,
you.
I will be the girl, you know? Like, we are the, you
That's
know,
really
I
interesting,
need,
though.
I know.
That person that did that for you.
I know. And she's, so I don't think, I mean, there's no, like, sexual kind of.
So when you
at
came
all
back to your
attention or
family, what happened?
So I came out to my friends.
Hey, I found this
and this
thing.
was the 90s,
It's
and
better
I put,
than
yeah,
the guys.
I had a Beretta, you know, and I put rainbow stickers all over my Beretta, and I cut my hair real short. So me and Jen, so we went to our first Pride parade together, and then the next day we had pagers because this was the 90s. She paged
I
me.
understand.
Yeah, she paged me, and I call her from the salon, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I just got my hair all cut off, and I pierced my ears all off."
I'm totally gay right now.
Yeah. And I should have pierced my ears after cutting my hair because all this bitch is doing is hitting my pierced ears, and it hurts very much. And she was like, "Me too. I'm at the salon right now." And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" So it was an adorable kind of like we're gay moment. But I put rainbow stickers on my car on my little Beretta. And my dad, yeah.
Yeah.
So one morning, so I'm living with my dad now. My daughter's in the other room. She's
Sorry.
3, maybe. I'm at this point dating my closeted boss at Safeway. Her dad was like a bigwig in the company, and they were super, super Christian, and she was very closeted, and I started dating her like almost instantly when I started working there, and so she'd treat me a lot worse.
Yeah.
To like
I don't
know
want
why.
anybody to know
Fuck
that I'm
that.
into
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
So I'm gonna treat
You
you
knew
like
this a
shit.
lie.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not at all gay, so fuck you. You're gonna do all the awfulness. And I was just so young, you know? I was just so young, and my dad wakes me up one day, and he's like, we're living in Newark. He says, I know what you've been doing. And you can't do that anymore. And yeah, and
Because my Catholic guilt
yeah,
can't handle it.
he's very, very, very,
Yeah,
very Catholic.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just sat up and I was like, okay. And my daughter's still asleep in the other room, and he said, so you're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to. These are my rules. You leave for work. You give me a printout copy of your schedule every week. You
What?
leave for work 15 minutes
What?
before you're scheduled to work. You return home 15 minutes after you're
What?
scheduled off. And
That's
you
bullshit.
sign over your paychecks. And that's it. And you go to gay rehab.
What?
Yeah. Or,
But
and
I'm
I
a
said,
cheerleader.
yeah, there was
But
no,
I'm a
yes, you were a cheerleader.
Oh.
And he didn't say or, but I said, I sat up and I kind of
But I'm a cheerleader.
tucked myself in, and I was like, or. I said option B, because I'm not going to do that.
Right.
And he said, option B is you leave your key on the table right now and you get out. And I said, okay. And I left my key and I drove to work. And I told my boss, I can't be here today. I have to go get my daughter and find a new place to live. And they were like, okay. And this was my boss's boss, right? So, like, the boss I was dating was not, like, involved. And I went back and got my daughter and left.
So you didn't even out yourself? Your dad outed you?
So I had these rainbow stickers in my car. And
He's like,
counting
I know what
on my
that
dad's
means,
ignorance.
God damn it. Yeah.
Counting on my dad's
Gosh
ignorance.
darn it.
Yeah, which worked for a long time.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. And then years later, I think I asked him, what did you think the rainbow stickers were? And he said, well, I thought it was like Noah. I thought it was like the rainbow after the flood. I thought it was biblical.
Of God.
Yeah, I thought it was
God.
a Catholic, like, biblical rainbow. And I was like, like, I looked at him like, are you fucking serious right now? Like, how did you not know? Like, it was like plastered. It was like 90s, so it's plastered in rainbows and Lilith Fair. I'm like, how do you fucking not know?
It's the 90s.
It's the 90s.
It's the 90s.
Disclaimer.
Fuck you
It's the
guys.
90s.
Yeah.
And he was just like, no, I had no idea. It, like, never occurred to him. Just as it had never really occurred to me as an option.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you. This is Thomas.
And Marianne.
And Megan signing out. Have a good evening.